Welcome to the UFOs podcast, where we cover all things alien and UFO. Welcome to the UFOs podcast, and I'm your host, Jeff Zim. Chicago O'Hare UFO. The Chicago O'Hare UFO incident of November 7th, 2006 stands as one of the most intriguing mass UFO sightings in recent American history, particularly because it occurred at one of the world's busiest airports and involved multiple credible witnesses, including airline employees and pilots. The incident has become a cornerstone case in modern UFO studies, highlighting the complex intersection of aviation safety, institutional responses, and unexplained aerial phenomena. The event unfolded at approximately 4:15 p.m. Central Standard Time, when a ramp employee first spotted what appeared to be a metallic, saucer-shaped craft hovering over Gate C-17. This employee was in the process of pushing back United Airlines Flight 446, which was headed to Charlotte, North Carolina. The initial sighting quickly drew attention from other airport personnel, ultimately leading to approximately 12 United Airlines employees witnessing the phenomenon, including pilots, mechanics, and management staff. The rapid spread of information through radio communications brought numerous aviation professionals to witness the event firsthand. Witness descriptions paint a fascinating picture of the object. It was reportedly silent, with estimates of its size ranging from 6 to 24 feet in diameter. The craft was described as dark gray in color, and witnesses consistently noted its disc-like shape. Perhaps the most dramatic aspect of the sighting came from observers who reported watching the object suddenly accelerate straight up through the cloud cover, creating a clear blue hole in the clouds that appeared to seal itself shortly afterward. This particular detail has become one of the most discussed aspects of the case, as it suggests a level of physical interaction with the environment that goes beyond simple visual phenomena. The case becomes more complex when examining the inconsistencies in witness accounts. At least 4 eyewitness reports showed significant discrepancies regarding the object's shape, height, movement timing, and even the number of objects present. These inconsistencies have led some to question whether the incident might have been a coordinated hoax. However, the professional status and varied positions of the witnesses make a coordinated deception particularly unlikely, especially given the potential career risks involved in making false reports at a major airport. The response from official channels adds another layer of intrigue to the case. Initially, both United Airlines and the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, denied having any information about the incident. It wasn't until the Chicago Tribune filed a Freedom of Information Act request that the truth emerged. There had indeed been a call from a United supervisor to an FAA manager in the airport tower regarding the UFO sighting. This initial denial and subsequent revelation through FOIA requests has become a significant aspect of the case, raising questions about transparency in aviation incident reporting. The FAA's handling of the incident proved controversial. They attributed the sighting to a weather phenomenon and declined to investigate further. Astronomer Mark Hammergren supported this explanation, noting that the weather conditions that day were conducive to creating a hole-punch cloud, an unusual but natural phenomenon. However, UFO investigators have criticized this stance, arguing that the FAA failed to fulfill its mandate to investigate potential security breaches at American airports. The controversy highlights the broader debate about how aviation authorities should respond to unexplained aerial phenomena, particularly when multiple credible witnesses are involved. The incident gained significant media attention, with major news outlets including CNN, CBS, MSNBC, Fox News, Chicago Tribune, and NPR covering the story. The extensive media coverage helped bring the incident to national attention and established it as a significant case in modern UFO history. The sighting's impact on popular culture continues to resonate, as evidenced by its inclusion in several television series, including UFO Hunters, Hangar 1, the UFO Files, and Ancient Aliens. The incident has also been referenced in mainstream entertainment, appearing in the film UFO and an episode of Boston Legal. What makes the O'Hare incident particularly compelling is the professional status of the witnesses and the high security environment where it occurred. The witnesses weren't random observers, but trained aviation professionals familiar with conventional aircraft and atmospheric phenomena. Their collective experience and the potential security implications of an unidentified craft hovering over a major international airport make their accounts difficult to dismiss entirely. The fact that the object was not detected on radar, while potentially supporting skeptical explanations, also raises questions about the limitations of current aviation monitoring systems. The case highlights a recurring pattern in major UFO incidents, the tension between official explanations and witness accounts. The FAA's weather phenomenon explanation, while plausible, doesn't fully address all aspects of the witnesses' reports, particularly the object's reported metallic appearance and its dramatic vertical departure. This disconnect between official responses and witness testimony continues to fuel debate about the incident and raises broader questions about how similar events should be investigated and documented. The Chicago O'Hare UFO sighting remains significant in UFO history, not only for its multiple credible witnesses, but also for how it exposed the challenges faced by aviation professionals when reporting unusual aerial phenomena. The incident demonstrates how even well-documented sightings by trained observers can be minimized or dismissed by official channels, raising questions about how similar incidents might be handled in the future. The case continues to serve as a reference point in discussions about aviation safety, institutional transparency, and the broader phenomenon of unexplained aerial encounters. Morristown UFO. The 2009 Morristown UFO incident stands as a fascinating case study in how easily public perception can be manipulated and how unreliable eyewitness testimony can be. The events began on January 5, 2009, when mysterious red lights appeared in the sky over Morristown, New Jersey, setting off a chain of events that would capture national attention and expose significant flaws in UFO investigation methods. The perpetrators, Joe Rudy and Chris Russo, orchestrated 5 separate events between January and February 2009 using a remarkably simple method: red flares attached to helium balloons. These lights were visible across multiple towns in Morris County, including Hanover Township, Morristown, Morris Plains, Madison, and Florham Park, creating a widespread phenomenon that drew significant attention. The duo carefully planned each event to maximize impact and media coverage. The initial January 5th sighting prompted immediate action from local authorities. The Hanover Township Police Department received their first 911 call at 8:28 p.m., and the situation quickly escalated to involve multiple law enforcement agencies. Even Morristown Airport was alerted about potential aviation hazards, though radar systems failed to detect the objects. Airport control tower workers confirmed seeing the lights, but couldn't identify them, adding credibility to the mystery. What makes this case particularly interesting is the variety of eyewitness accounts and expert interpretations. Paul Hurley, a pilot with 20 years of aviation experience, claimed he had never seen anything like this. His 11-year-old daughter, Kristen, was actually the first to notice the lights, and their family's video footage appeared on several major news networks, including Fox News. A Morristown resident reported seeing an L-shaped formation oscillating in the sky that didn't seem man-made. Even Hanover Township's health officer provided a detailed account of the lights moving fast, holding formation, and then moving in 3 different directions. Before the truth was revealed, numerous explanations were proposed for the mysterious lights. These ranged from extraterrestrial craft and supernatural phenomena to more mundane possibilities like helicopters carrying cargo, surveillance blimps, or secret military projects. The Morristown Police Department suggested the lights were likely road flares attached to helium balloons, though many witnesses and local residents disputed this explanation. The February 17th event proved to be the most dramatic, with 9 red lights reported traveling in formation. The sighting was so significant, it caused traffic to slow on Route 80 as observers pulled over to record the phenomenon. One witness, Dorian Vicente, described how the lights initially appeared scattered before aligning in a straight line. Another witness, Ray Vargas, remarked, "If it's a hoax, it's a real good hoax." The incident prompted involvement from multiple authorities, including the Federal Aviation Administration, the Office of Homeland Security and Preparedness, and the New Jersey State Police Regional Operations Intelligence Center. The involvement of UFO experts added another layer to the story. Peter Davenport, director of the National UFO Reporting Center since 1994, was consulted by News 12NJ. He noted that FAA regulations require aircraft to have a single red light on the left wing tip and expressed doubt that the sightings could be explained by conventional aircraft. The Mutual UFO Network, MUFON, also became involved, posting information about the incidents on their website. The revelation of the truth came on April 1st, 2009, when Rudy and Russo published an article in Skeptic magazine detailing their hoax. Their stated purpose was to expose the unreliability of eyewitness accounts and the pseudoscientific nature of ufology. They provided comprehensive documentation of their preparations, launches, and the subsequent media coverage, effectively demonstrating how easy it was to fool self-proclaimed UFO experts and create a convincing hoax. The legal consequences for Rudy and Russo were relatively mild. They pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct and received $250 fines each, along with 50 hours of community service at the Hanover Recreation Commission. Prosecutor Robert Bianchi opted for what he called a measured approach, though he criticized them for wasting police resources and creating potential fire and aviation hazards. The aftermath of the revelation sparked diverse reactions across different sectors. Newsweek's Sharon Begley praised the hoax for successfully fooling UFO experts and believers, concluding her article with "Nicely done, guys." However, George Filer, State Director for MUFON of New Jersey, criticized the dangerous use of flares. The Center for Inquiry raised important ethical questions about whether skeptics should use hoaxes to prove their points, sparking a broader debate about the ethics of such social experiments. The incident's impact continued well beyond its initial revelation, becoming a significant part of UFO folklore and skeptical literature. It has been featured on various television programs, including UFO Hunters, where host Bill Burns investigated the January 5th sighting and notably rejected the possibility of the lights being flares or Chinese lanterns. The story was later featured on True TV's Best Hoaxes Ever in 2015 and in 2021 on Vice Media's Fakes, Frauds, and Scammers, where Rudy and Russo themselves narrated their story. This case serves as a powerful reminder of how preconceptions can influence perception and how even experienced observers can be deceived by relatively simple means. It also raises important questions about the reliability of eyewitness testimony and the methods used in paranormal investigation. The Morristown UFO Hoax demonstrates the importance of critical thinking and the need for rigorous investigation methods in examining extraordinary claims. Thank you so much for listening to the UFOs podcast. Please remember that we want your UFO and alien stories, so send them to us at ufos.com or stories@ufos.com directly to have us read them on the show. Until next time.